6.3 ఉందని చెప్పారు.
అది కూడా PGSQL కదా, అది కూడా PGSQL, అది కూడా పోయింది చూసావా?
చూడలేదు.
చూడు సార్, అది కూడా అది PGSQL, అది వేరే డేటాబేస్. PGSQL డేటాబేస్ అందుకే కనెక్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. ఒక పని చెయ్యి, అవసరం లేదు కానీ మొత్తం ఫార్మాట్ చేస్తావా? అది కూడా వర్క్ చేయదు. ఇప్పుడు చూడు, కావాలంటే ఒకసారి చూడు, వర్క్ చేస్తే ఓకే. ఇది అది సేమ్ డ్రైవ్లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తున్నావా? వేరే డ్రైవ్ అయినా సేమ్ డేటాబేస్ కదా, 2 సార్లు ఇన్స్టాల్ అవ్వదు. ఇక్కడ 6.3 అవుతుంది. అది కాకుండా 6.2 అయితే మళ్ళీ వేరే డేటాబేస్ ఇన్స్టాల్ అయ్యి ఉండేది. అది అన్ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసే ప్రొసీజర్ వేరు ఉంటుంది, ట్రై చేయండి సార్. అవ్వకపోతే ఫార్మాట్ చేస్తాం. ఇస్మాయిల్ మీకు సింబల్ కనపడలేదా? ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు జాయిన్ అయ్యారు? జస్ట్ నౌ సమ్మన్ హ్యాస్ జాయిన్. కుమార్, మీనాక్షి, you were able to follow yesterday class, right? ఉన్నారా మీరు? ఓకే, మీరు 4,000 ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేశారా? ఒకసారి నాకు మెసేజ్ పెట్టండి. వాట్సాప్ ఉన్నారు, నాకు పెట్టండి ఒకసారి. Okay, we'll start by 9:05. See, we have bad weather conditions in Hyderabad. If you face any audio issues, okay, so if everyone is facing audio issues, something, just let me know. ఇంకా చాలా మంది అనేవాళ్ళు. వెంకరాజు, దివాకర్, కాంచి, మీనాక్షి, నవీన్ కుమార్. ఏమండి వర్క్ అవుతుందా? అదే ఈ డేటాబేస్, ఆ డేటాబేస్ ఇన్స్టాల్ కావట్లేదు. సేమ్ కదా, రోడ్ బ్యాక్ ఆ డేటాబేస్ ఉంది ఆల్రెడీ. ఎస్. Siddharth. Shravan. Shravan. Okay, we will go ahead now. So yesterday what we have seen?
We have seen the properties of the data session.
Yeah, yesterday what we have done?
And we started creating
we started creating a user interface and we want to invoke the UI. Okay, so we need a workflow, I mean to say, and so after that what we need to do, so for that what we need to do in order to implement this, so we have first created all the required properties and then we have created section. Someone can please me also. Okay, section, and then we need to create a flow action and then flow. We'll see what happens after you execute the flow. Okay, so we will go ahead now and create a flow action. So we are done up to section. We log into our application WFR, right? Okay, so we are done with creating a section which is under user interface category, right? So we will go ahead now and create a flow action. Okay, write down step 3. Okay. Step 3. Write down creating flow action. Creating flow action. Creating flow action. So under which category will you create flow action? So the navigation is right click on class group, create process, flow action. Okay, so I'm going to choose it now, flow action, and here we'll go and give a label for this. Okay, what is this? Capture customer details. Yeah, that's what I'm following. So you can go ahead and follow this. Once you see in your application, you'll understand. So it depends. Someone follows some in some way, someone in another way. Okay. Create and open this one. Okay. So here it will ask for the section. In the flow action, here it will ask for the section rule. So which section you want to include in this flow action? See here, you place your cursor here and click the down arrow. Once you click the down arrow, you have capture customer details section. Okay. Right now. So select that. Okay, then you can save this. You can save this flow action. So the flow action has been created now. Section is created, flow action is created. If you refresh here, simply you will see the flow action. Okay, so this is done, flow action creation. So next we need to go ahead and flow action create a section call this. Okay, next we need to create a workflow or flow process, whatever it is. Okay, write down step 4. Creating a workflow. Step 4, creating a workflow. Okay, so flow can be created under which category? Process category. So the navigation is flow. Create, process, and then flow. Is my screen visible to you guys, all of you, online? Raju Divakar Ismail everyone. Right? Yeah, it is visible to everyone else. Ravi, you can check from your end or rejoin the meeting. Okay, so the flow name is capture customer details FL. Capture customer details FL. Capture customer details FL flow. Okay, let me go ahead and create it. Okay, so once you create the flow, see by default your flow will be available like this: start shape, end shape, between an assignment shape. Your flow name will be coming as the name of the assignment shape. If you want to change it, you can change it. If you double click on it, it will bring a pop-up. Here is the name, you can change it. Otherwise, you can simply single click on it to make changes here itself. Okay, anything is okay. We'll give it some meaningful name. Capture customer info. Using this assignment, I am going to capture customer information. Okay. Otherwise, collect customer details, whatever it is. For the developer, if you look at the assignment, you should be able to know. Using this assignment, we are capturing customer information. Okay. So, draw this diagram. Okay, so now see here, whenever I created a flow, I got this one, the basic flow. Okay, so assignment shape usage is, what is the use of assignment shape? One of the use which we have discussed, primary use. Primary use is to display user interface. That means flow action to users. So it requires manual intervention, that you need to perform some action on it. Okay. So now we need to call the flow action. See, these are the two connectors by default, which is incoming connector to assignment shape. This is outgoing connector from assignment shape. If you want to call a flow action, you need to double click on the outgoing connector, so that will bring a pop-up. And here you have an option to choose flow action. So if you click the down arrow here, you will see all available flow actions in your application. We have only one created so far. So you need to select here and then submit. Okay, done. Okay, right now call the flow action. Call the flow action in the outgoing connector of assignment shape. Call the flow action in the outgoing connector of assignment shape. Call the flow action in the outgoing connector of assignment shape. So what is the outgoing connector? This one. Double click on the outgoing connector. Double click on the outgoing connector. So here you need to select the flow action in the flow action drop down. Okay, so under this drop down you will see the flow action available. Call this flow action. So you select it from the drop down. See how to create a flow. Someone is asking something. Workflow, right? How to create a workflow? Someone is asking how to create a workflow. Okay. See here, you will right click on the class group, create, process, and then flow. And once you choose this, you will give a name to this: capture customer details FL. Okay, create and open. So this will create this default flow. Okay, here you can give name, some name to this one. What is the collect customer info, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense in the processing for now. We're not going to use it. Okay, so now in the connector we need to call flow action, which I have told. Double click on the connector. Here you choose the flow action. That's what we are doing. Submit. Okay, so you can adjust this accordingly. See, if you want to align it vertically, you can align layout. Align horizontally means this is horizontal. Layout, align vertical means this is vertical. Always preferable is vertical. Okay, your preferable is always vertical. Okay, so this is done. Once this is done, fourth step is done. Step 5, creating a work object using flow.
Hello.
Yeah, Chappan. Yeah, I'm in class now. I'll call you back at 10:30.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, create a, so now step 5, creating a work object using the flow. What is that? Vertical? Yeah, vertical is preferable. No, చూడడానికి ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. వర్టికల్ ఉంటే ఫ్లో నావిగేషన్ ఈజీ ఉంటుంది. అయితే మొత్తం వర్టికల్ చేయలేము మనం. ఇలా చేసుకుంటే ఇట్లా చేసుకుంటాం. పెద్ద ఫ్లోస్ అన్ని ఉండవు. మోస్ట్లీ ఫ్లో విల్ హ్యావ్ 17 shapes is maximum. Okay, after that you will see warnings. You need to divide the flow into small flows and call one flow in another flow. Okay, preferably is vertical for better understanding of next developers. Okay, so done. So step 5, creating a work object using the above flow. Okay, so now see here, we did not save it yet. Okay, go to the process tab of above flow. We are in the diagram tab, right? Okay, here is the process tab. Go to the process tab of above flow. Okay, so here is an option, creates a new work object. Okay, we'll be coming to know about this within few minutes. Select this checkbox, creates a new work object checkbox. You select it. Creates a new work object. Select this checkbox. And then you can go ahead and save it, right? Save this one. So my flow is saved now. I have added step 5, creating a new work object. I'll tell you. So now we'll just see what we have done. We'll go ahead and run the flow and see how it is working. See, remember here, I'm going to run the flow means I have to go to action drop down and choose run. Okay, right up. Run the above flow using action drop down. So there are other ways, we'll see later. Okay, I'm going to run this flow now. See, when I run this flow, see the first screen, what you are seeing is not the one which we have designed. See, this is not there. And this is not the screen. This is called new harness. I will talk about it later, not now. Okay. So at this screen, you have not reached your flow action. Okay. So every time any flow you run, you will get this screen. So what you need to do is you scroll down and use this delete icon to delete this. Scroll up and then click on done. Then you will enter your flow. Okay. You need to do this step. This one we can avoid later, not now. I need to check this out. It's not already open. See here, this is the screen which we have created. First name, last name, age, gender, state, city, zip code, this and all. Right? Okay. So here, this is called, let's start capturing basic information about you. You can enter the details, Harsha, some of the details. Some value and phone number. Yeah, state you can select. Okay, I have not given any validation, so no need. So submit. Let's submit this one. Once you submit, see your submit button is coming automatically. So your workflow has been completed. Okay. So I'm going to run it again. Just look at here. Run this one. Scroll down and delete. Proceed further to click on done. Now my workflow has been triggered. Okay, so what is happening after you run? What is the checkbox that we have chosen? What does it will do? And what is happening to the information that you have entered and submit? After submit, what is going on? Okay, so this and all we need to understand. See, when you run the flow, what happens is it creates a work object as we have selected the option, creates a new work object checkbox. Okay, what is a work object? Work object is like a virtual component. Okay, it starts at your, like in Java, if you know about object, C language, CPP, Java, object. So work object is something which is a virtual component. Okay, so when you go ahead and trigger the flow, okay, so the work object gets created at this shape. Work object gets created once your start is been done. So at the end of the start shape, work object gets created. Okay, work object will travel through the flow from start shape towards end shape, so that this object can be resolved. Okay, see, each work object will be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID. Okay, or that is also called as case ID. Okay, you can see here, each time you execute the flow, it will create a new work object. So the option is creates a new work object we have selected. See, in the background it creates a new work object C-300. This is the work object number. Okay, if I complete this flow this time, submitted it and done. Okay, next time you run the flow, see, C-301, it will sequentially be generated. Okay, so like this your work object will be generated. Every time you execute the flow, one work object will be generated. Work object gets created at the start shape and proceed further to invoke all the in-between flow shapes and reaches the end shape on its way of resolution. So this work object will be uniquely identified by an work object ID or case ID. Okay, now see, see n number of steps between start and end shape. You have n number of steps. Work object will travel from start shape towards end shape, invoking in between all these shapes. So I don't know, I got a work object created here. Okay, work object has been created. So its ID is 301. So work object will travel through the flow. Where is my work object currently in the flow? Okay, so here is an icon called where am I? Okay, if you click on this link, not icon, link. If you click on the link where am I, it displays the current position of the work object in the flow. This is for the developer purpose. Okay, so if you are running a flow, you are at screen 10. You want to know exactly how it has proceeded in the flow. There are multiple directions. You can go ahead and choose which direction has went, and currently where is my work object in the workflow. I want to know that. So as a developer, when I am testing, when I am doing my development, I can click on, I can run the flow, I can click on that where am I link and see where is my work object. Currently my work object is at this assignment, displaying this flow action. Okay, so this is where am I is to debug the workflow, to know the current position of the work object in the flow. Okay, so now see, work object on its way when it is traveling, it captures, it holds all the information that is flowing in the workflow. Okay, whatever the information that is being flown in the workflow from start shape to end shape, whether it is UI, database, whatever it is from third party sources, all the information that is flowing within the workflow will be held by work object to it. See here, I'm going to enter the data, Harsha. Okay, so I have given all the information and I have submitted. So this information now will be captured by work object and it gets saved into the backend tables. What tables it will save, how to see the data and all, I'll tell you in which format it will save, we'll discuss later. Okay, work object on its way when it is traveling through the flow, it captures all the information and holds it and saves it back to the database tables. Okay, now see whatever the information that I have submitted, I want to see. Okay, I want to see the information which I have submitted now. Okay, so here is an option called clipboard. At the bottom of your screen, you can see clipboard. See, if I click on the clipboard, see what is my work object? C-301, which I just submitted now. Scroll down, I will click on this here. See, the information age 29, this is being sorted alphabetically. Okay, email, city, email, first name, gender, phone, all these information which I have entered just now for the work object C-301. Other than our properties and values, there are predefined properties and values which we will talk about it later. Okay, so the information that is being submitted, that is being flowing in the application, okay, that is being flowing in the workflow currently can be seen through clipboard. Okay, so your clipboard holds the information. So your clipboard is like an intermediate between your PRPC application and database to hold the data temporarily on it. Okay, once you submit the information will come to clipboard. From clipboard, PRPC will take it to the database. Okay, so your clipboard in other words can be said, it is a visual representation of your work object information. Okay, I told work object will be holding the information. I want to see that information. I can see that information through the clipboard. Your clipboard is the visual representation of your work object which holds all the properties and values that currently work object has invoked everything. Okay, now when you see the information on the clipboard, the information means properties and values. Okay, these properties and values cannot be directly available on the clipboard. Okay, so how it will be available now? See, all the properties will be available on pages on the clipboard. Clipboard will have different pages. So the properties which you are using will be available on pages. Okay, page is something which will hold these properties and values. These pages will be held by clipboard. Okay, suppose take a notice board. Notice board is a clipboard on which you will affix a paper of notice. That paper is a page. And on that you will write something, that is properties and values. Okay, properties and values will sit on the pages. These pages will be available on the clipboard. Like this, clipboard will have multiple pages. On a notice board, you can affix multiple notice papers. Okay, each paper has its own data. Getting right? Okay, so the property directly cannot be available on the clipboard. Okay, it should be held to some page. And page is something which will, so for now you remember this, page is something which will hold properties onto it. And this page will be available on the clipboard. Okay, so if you want to see a property on the clipboard, the property should be available on some page. Okay, so now here if you see user pages, these are all the user pages. Under this page, under these many user pages, our properties, first name, last name, age, gender are available on a page called, you can see here, clipboard page, PY work page. You can see here PY work page. Here is the PY work page. If you click on this PY work page, it will display the data. If I click on another one, that will display that page's data. So PY work page. PY work page is a page that gets created automatically when you execute a flow. Which activity creates and all, I'll talk about it later. You don't know about it actually. So it will be created automatically when you run a flow. Okay. So on the clipboard, it is a volatile page. Say suppose I'm going to close this now. See the screen is open still. I'm going to close this work object. Okay, no work object is open now. Go to the clipboard. You will not see that work object. Here is a drop down. You will not see the work object, and so hence you will not see the PY work page at all. Okay, it's a temporary volatile page. Okay, which holds the information that you enter through the user interface. Okay, so whatever the information you enter in the UI, that will be going to the clipboard on a predefined page called PY work page. Okay, clear? So now see.
Yes, we can capture only at runtime.
Yeah, only runtime. Okay, you can capture. If you want it offline, means you need to get it from database. Okay, now see here. Whenever after we create the flow and we run the flow, what is happening is it is creating a work object because we have selected this option. Remember that. Okay, we have given this flow the capability to create a work object. Okay.
What happens if I don't select this?
Huh?
What happens if I don't select work object?
If you do not select this, you should not be able to create a work object. Okay. See, even though if you do not select this, it will work now. See, even though I do not select it and save,
See the values inside the clipboard.
you will see. See, you have run icon, right? Okay. What is that? You did not select. You have run icon. I am going to do something else. Okay, I'll talk about it in few minutes maybe. I'm going to save it now. See, the checkbox is not checked. I don't see the run icon. If your flow doesn't have the capability to create a work object, it cannot be run. Okay, it cannot be executed. Clear? Only the flows which are having the capability of creating a work object can be executed directly. Otherwise, this flow should be invoked from another flow. Okay, clear? Okay, so we will go ahead and see that. This part I will talk about it later. I'm not going to talk about it now. Okay, so this is what, when you create a new flow, just give me 1 minute. I will run some call this. See, now when you run a flow, the flow which has this option, you should be able to run. Okay, so when you run a flow, it creates a work object in the background. Okay, it's a virtual component. So the work object gets created and travels through the flow from start shape to till end shape, invoking all in between flow shapes. So the work object will be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID or case ID. And the work object will hold all the information that is flowing in the workflow. Okay, and here if you go ahead, so I want to know the current position of the work object, which is where is in my flow. Okay, for that PRPC provides a link called for a developer, where am I? Okay, so when you have where am I link, if you click on this, it displays the current position of the work object in the flow. Now, if you want to see the information of the work object, so the option is clipboard. Clipboard is a visual representation of your work object. Otherwise, in other words, like clipboard is an intermediate between your database and PRPC application. It holds all the information. Okay, so now into its pages. Okay, the information that you have submitted through the user interface will be available on clipboard on a predefined page called PY work page. Okay. And see here, the work object ID will be assigned to a predefined property called PYID. Okay, what is this PYID? We have seen this before. Where?
Yeah, holds the object.
That's what I told now. It holds the object ID. Where we have seen this before, PYID? In the class group, I have shown you. I asked you to remember. Yeah. It's the OOTP property in the class group under the keys drop down. It has selected PYID automatically. So for that class, this work object is an instance. Okay, object is an instance of class. Same concept. Okay, this work object is instance of the class. The instance property you need to mention in the class group. That's why PRPC has mentioned that automatically. Okay, so I will go ahead here and show you that. Sysad means class, and your work object ID will be held to the property which you will give here. By default, Pega is taking PYID. This is common everywhere. You will not use any other property.
Cannot use that.
No, you don't do that. Everyone will follow this one only. Okay?
Sure. This before can understand like it's a watch in Java or .NET.
No,
Not understand.
it's the object information. Okay? So clear this one? Everyone clear? Any questions, any doubts? అదవుతుందా మీకు? Yeah, PYID antena. See, work object ID is getting generated. That's what you understand, right? అర్థమైనది? See, there is an ID. See, in PRPC, anywhere, not only in PRPC, C language, if some information is flowing in the application, that should be held to a variable, right? Similarly, work object ID is also some information that is being held to a property here called PYID. It is a predefined property. I'll talk about PX, PY properties later. Okay, so it is a predefined property. For now, you can remember this will hold the work object ID at runtime. Okay, clear? Any questions, any doubts?
Harsha?
Yeah. Who is this? Lakshmi, చెప్పండి.
క్లాస్ రోజు నెట్ కనెక్షన్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల మిస్ అయ్యాను. స్టార్టింగ్ అంతా ఫ్లో క్రియేషన్ అంతా చూడలేదు.
ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి చూడండి, harshatanks.com. I can, yeah, it is available only the initial classes. Make internet problems. Now, see, if it is a problem from my end, everyone will not be able to get it, so I can repeat it.
నా సైడ్
Problems? Oh, okay. So, ఒకసారి చూద్దాం, ఇక్కడ ఉండాలి. స్టార్టింగ్ క్లాసెస్ కొన్ని ఉంటాయి, అందులో డౌట్ లేదు. స్లోగా ఉంది, నాకు ఇంటర్నెట్ స్లో ఉంది. వెళ్ళి చూడండి, అక్కడ మీకు దీంట్లో ఉంటుంది క్రియేటింగ్ క్లాస్ 1 క్రియేటింగ్ వెబ్ ఫామ్ అనేది ఉంటుంది, క్లాస్ 2 అనేది ఉంటుంది. చూడండి ఒకసారి, ఇది ఉంటుంది మొత్తం. ఓకే, ఓకే. See, this is the class 1, creating a web page, Pega 7. The navigations are there. Okay, so for your reference, you can watch this and you can write down the notes as it is. Okay, creating a new application, creating a web page, and understanding work object, whatever this creates, and whatever that I am talking about it now. Basics of activity and trace of this one, and creating a data development problem. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is available there. So this is what we need to understand. Okay, so you can go ahead and write down. Run the flow, right? Okay, write down. Creates a new work object. Put a side heading, creates a new work object. Creates a new work object. Yeah, write down. This option is available under the process tab of the flow. Hey, online lo join అయిన వాళ్ళలో శ్రవణ్ అంటే ఎవరు? శ్రవణ్. Someone name is శ్రవణ్. మీ వాయిస్ నాకు కనబడట్లేదు. మీరు ఆఫ్లైనా ఆన్లైనా ఒకసారి నాకు పింగ్ చేయండి. గో టు మీటింగ్ వాట్సాప్లో పింగ్ చేయండి ఒకసారి. Okay, so write down. Creates a new work object. This option is available under the process tab of flow. Under the process tab of flow. Hello?
Sir, mere శ్రావణ్ మొన్న పరిచయం చూసారా, జాయిన్ అవుతానని చెప్పి.
అవును, మీరు ఆన్లైన్లో జాయిన్ అయ్యారేంటి? క్లాస్ రూమ్ కదా.
అంటే ఇవాళ వర్షం పడుతుంది కదా అని.
ఫైన్. యా, కన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఓకే. So This option is available under the process tab of the flow. When we select this option, write down, when we select this option, these are the basics and important. Okay. When we select this option, this flow gets the capability to create a work object. This flow gets the capability to create a work object. And the flow can be a starter flow. The flow can be a starter flow of application. So what is the meaning of starter flow?
To start subflows also.
We don't know about subflows and all.
Like flow is start.
So starter flow means this flow can be invoked on its own. Okay? Starter flow of the application. Okay? So that's what. Now write down work object. This is a virtual entity. This is a virtual entity. Okay. And it gets created in the background when we execute the flow. And it gets created in the background. And it gets created in the background when we execute a flow. And it gets created in the background when we execute a flow. Okay, and gets created in the background when we execute a flow. Full stop. Okay. Work object will travel through the flow from start shape to work object will travel through the flow from start shape to till end shape on its way of resolution. Next point. On its way of resolution. Next point. It holds all the information that is flowing in the currently running application. It holds all the information when the application is running. All the information. Okay, so next, write down. Each work object will be uniquely identified by an ID called work object ID or case ID. Example ID equal to, example work object ID is equal to C-123. Okay. Work object ID contains a prefix, numeric number, suffix. By default we don't see suffix. If you want we can add it. Prefix, numeric number, hyphen, suffix. Prefix, hyphen, numeric number, hyphen, suffix. This ID will be assigned to a predefined property What is the predefined property? PYID. This ID will be assigned to a predefined property. See, exactly need to write down. PY small letters, ID capital letters. This ID will be assigned to a predefined property PYID. Okay. Next write down. Where am I? Where am I? Okay. Write down. It is one of the debugging tools. It is one of the debugging tools. You write down, I'll tell you all the debugging tools at later point. It is one of the debugging tools to debug a flow. To debug a flow. To debug a flow, which displays what it will display.
Properties of this object. Current position of this object.
Yeah, which displays the current position of the work object in the flow. In the flow, the current position of the work object in the, which displays the current position of the work object in the flow. Okay, next. Clipboard. Right on. It is one of the main debugging tools in PRPC. Right on. It is one of the main debugging tools. It is one of the main debugging tools in PRPC. Which holds all the properties and values onto its pages. Which holds all the properties and values onto its pages. PAGES. Which holds all the properties and values onto its pages. PAGES pages. Full stop. Okay, right on. Next point. Clipboard is the visual representation of work object. Clipboard is visual representation of work object. Okay. In other words, it is an intermediate temporary storage. It is an intermediate temporary storage. What? Between what? Between PRPC and database, and its rule based on it. PRPC database is said to be rule based. PRPC application and its rule based. It is an intermediate temporary storage between PRPC application and its rule base. Rule base means its database. Internal database. Okay, it's rule base. Okay. Next, write down. PY, exactly you need to write down. Case sensitive. PY work page. When we run a flow which creates a work object, when we run a flow which creates a work object, when we run a flow which creates a work object, it creates PY work page on the clipboard. PY work page on the clipboard. It creates PY work page on the clipboard. Okay. Write down. PY work page. PY work page is said to be user interface page, as it holds all the properties which we use in the UI. As it holds all the properties which we use in the UI. Write down. Put a star mark and write down. When we submit information through UI, that the information will be posted back to the clipboard onto PY work page. See, you remember this is very important. Okay, when we submit information through UI, that information will be posted back to clipboard onto PY work page. Okay, I will ask you, if you want, you can underscore it. Underline this point. Okay. Done? PY work page. ఇంకేమైనా మిగిలిందా మనం మాట్లాడుకున్న దాంట్లో? Nothing, right? Okay, so go ahead here, go to Google, everyone, see here, type here Bajaj Alliance car insurance, Bajaj Alliance car insurance, and get code for new car insurance. See, online guys, I just given you the URL on GoToMeeting chat window. You can save it. Go to this one and create this first screen. Okay, first a screen in the sense the first one is enough. Number one. Okay, you have 3 rows here. Okay, so I don't need these conditions and all. How do you display and all? You will be learning later. Basically, whatever we have done, you do it. Okay, that's it. When you are practicing this Bajaj Alliance, you should not open your notes. Okay, that is the idea. And mandatory fields, how you will make. See here. See, I will open the section. Okay, if you want to make a field mandatory, this is first name, I want to make it mandatory. Select the first name in the section only you have to do. Okay, select the first name in the section. Go to the cell properties. Here is the magnifier on the right side. Click on that magnifier. See, you will see here. Here you have required. Okay, here you need to choose always. Submit. This will be a required field. Without entering this, you should not be able to proceed. Okay, mandatory fields you do like this. So you complete that task today, and tomorrow we will need to work on conditional display of UI. Okay, if you want to go through, it is there in Pegasus 6 version. It is there on the website, conditional display of UI. You can watch that and come back. Okay, conditional display of user interface. That is what, when you select the checkbox, automatically it is displaying, right? This one. See, if I select this checkbox, something like this. Otherwise, I can show you here. If I choose this here, this is getting displayed. Okay, this is not the reference application for my development. Do not think like that. Okay, these are the basics. That's it. Okay, I'm not going to take this application as a reference application. If you say no, it should be hidden. So this is the common function that we need to learn. We'll be applying it in many places in our application development going forward. Okay, only once you will write down every time. Remember, next time if you are doing same thing, you should have an idea. You should write on top of it. Okay, simply make it visible based on this condition. That's it. Okay, should not write steps. Only first time when we are doing, you will write down. Okay, so go ahead and complete the first one. Let's begin by capturing some basic information about you. So this one you complete. We'll see tomorrow how to conditionally display the user interface rules and all. So I expect a delay in 5 minutes. Maybe if it is raining heavily, okay, 5 minutes, 10 minutes delay will be there. Which one? So everyone clear? So today's video you can go ahead and see it was done for some other batch on the website, creating a web page. Class 1 creating web page. Yeah, Chapandi. Yeah, see here how to drag and drop the properties onto the section. Here you go ahead and you will drag and drop like this that we have seen yesterday. If you're not able to do this, you can go through the basic drop down here. Okay, and you have the controls available. You know which control is for what. Say suppose state is drop down, drag and drop the drop down control here. Where is it? Okay, drop down, select the cell, go to the cell properties. And here you have property. Click the down arrow and choose state. This is also okay. Okay, either of the ways, drag and drop from there and map it here from this way. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so do this one. Tomorrow we'll meet to work on the other stuff. Okay, రేపటి నుంచి ఈ స్టెప్స్ అన్ని ఉండవు మీకు. ఇవన్నీ మీరు you will not be noting down drag and drop properties, create section, create flow action. You will write down only section name and properties required you will write down, that's it. Flow action name you will write down, obviously the same section you will use. Okay, create properties and all steps you will not write down, you should have in your mind when we are doing that. Okay, yeah, designing basically how to design page. There are many things if you want to learn, we will be looking at every time whenever we come across with a scenario. But today I am going to wind up the meeting. Thank you for joining. So everyone complete your payments today at any cost. Kumar, మీరు online transfer చేసేయండి నేను పంపించే account. Okay, so if it is raining, okay, you are allowed online, offline guys. If it is not raining, I am expecting you to attend in the classroom only. Okay, thank you for joining. So I am going to close the meeting.